Hey there. This is video number 2 in our beginner workout from home series. In this video, we are going to go over the before you get started important information. If you just came across this video coincidentally, please check out in the description for a video link and follow along with us. So the before you get started sometimes can feel a little dry and boring. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible, but it's some important stuff. So if we were meeting and we were sitting down in person or virtually to get started in personal training together, I would want to go over 2 main components. I'd want to go over your past, and then I'd want to try to get a snapshot of right now. So for your past, what I would want to know is any past experience, any past injuries, any barriers in the past, anything that has been a barrier to your fitness practice. Since this is you doing it on your own, I would suggest you get a piece of paper out, take some time, and write those things down. Go through and take a personal inventory of, first, what injuries or aches and pains do you have? Start off at the top. Neck, wrist, elbow, shoulders, lower back, hips, knees, ankles, anywhere else. Write it down. Now, one of the reasons we're taking an inventory of this is to make you aware of, oh yeah, sometimes my knee hurts, or in the past it has. And then as you're going through movements, you want to be smart. You don't want to say, I have to do this, and your knee hurt. In fact, remember our motto is no pain, all gain. So if you're doing a movement and say your wrist hurts, stop. Go back, rewatch how to do the movement. Make sure you're lined up correctly. A lot of times that will take care of it. But if the pain persists, skip, don't do that exercise. Maybe that's something you need to address with your doctor on why that hurts in that position. So beyond injuries, you also want to look at what has been a barrier in the past. So what has stopped you from doing your fitness in the past? Write those things down. Those things are going to come up again. So having a plan on what you're going to do when that happens is going to make you more successful. So I highly encourage you to take the time to do that. Now, as far as past exercise experience, we are assuming you're a beginner, and that's how we're treating this course. So moving on to a current snapshot. So one of the first things I would recommend for everyone is, especially if you haven't seen your doctor recently, check in with your doctor. See what your doctor has to say about you telling your doctor, I'm going to start an exercise routine. I want to be a little more active, starting slow and working up progressively. Are there any restrictions you'd recommend for me? Now, beyond that, I would recommend, if your doctor's, they're going to check your height, your weight, they're going to check your blood pressure, try to get some blood work done, see if you can get a snapshot of this is where I'm starting. Because we're not trying to do any crazy body recompositioning, but it's good to know those health metrics. Often what happens is people learn how to move better. They start moving more. They start feeling better. Maybe you want to pick up on an old hobby that you used to do. Maybe you discover a new hobby, but this can be your catalyst, your starting point. So it doesn't matter where you're starting. It's a snapshot of today. Let's move forward. Beyond your doctor, at home, you could check your weight. It's good to have an idea of how much you weigh. Maybe your goal eventually will turn into a weight loss goal. Our goal is to move well and frequent, but that might turn into a weight loss goal for you in the future. So having an idea of your weight is good. What's more important is knowing your waist circumference, specifically knowing your waist to height ratio. Now, weight to height ratio is an important health metric. I will put a link below in the description. You can read more on it if you would like. But spoiler, you want your waist to be half your height. So either get taller or eventually start working on whittling that waist down. So you could also do your resting heart rate. Your doctor probably will get that for you, but you could also check that at home. You check on the thumb side and you watch your clock and you figure out how many beats per minute. Or if you have a wearable device, as I'm talking and been awake and had some caffeine, it's not truly a resting heart rate. You want to do that first thing in the morning for the best true resting heart rate. Your last snapshot metric would be to take some pictures. Put on your swimsuit attire and take a standing picture facing forward, a standing picture to the side, a standing picture to the back. Again, our goal isn't some crazy 30-day makeover, but this can be a good springboard forward for your fitness in the future. And someday, 2, 3, 6 months down the road, if you kind of hit a plateau and you feel like, man, things aren't going my way, you can look back at this starting point and say, oh wow, I have made some progress, maybe a lot of progress since then. Lastly, if we were meeting together, I would want to see how you move. Now, part of this is going to be dependent on your skill level, but just in general, if we're very general about it, I want to see how it looks when you stand up and sit down. You can set up a camera, a phone, whatever, video yourself. How does it look when you sit down and stand up? It's not any right or wrong way, but it's just, how does it look? Also, high plank. High plank is like in the top of a push-up position. Take a video of yourself of setting up in that high plank. How does your plank look? How difficult is that for you? Can you hold that for 10 seconds? Can you hold it? 30 seconds? Can you hold it? It doesn't matter. It's not that you're getting a passing or failing grade. It's just, this is where you're starting, okay? So check out your high plank, video it to double check your form also, and record how long can you do it. Now, if you hold it for a minute, but it looks really sloppy, then that doesn't really count for a minute. Just how long can you hold it in a good position. Also check out your balance. How does your balance look? Can you hold your balance for 10 seconds on each foot? So standing, are you all over the place, or can you hold pretty solid? Is one leg pretty solid, but then one leg is all over the place? You want to check it out and see how it feels. Okay, so I know I said I was going to try to be brief, and that was probably not as brief as you'd like me to be, but looking over the past, looking at our starting, moving forward together. In the next video, we're going to get you started to stretch and feeling a little bit better. What you're going to need is either a nice rug or carpet that you can lay on, or a yoga mat, or some foam mats that you can lay on. And then we'll also do a couple things from a seated position, because I want everyone to be able to do some of it. So if you're not able to get down on the ground, I want you to at least be able to do a couple of the stretches in a seated couch position. See you soon.